Question 16. How can you pass value one action to another action? Answer. You can pass the values of one action to another action by mentioning the input and output values of those particular actions in input action parameters and output action parameters of those actions. Navigation to specify parameters in QTP is Test, Settings, Parameters tab. Question 17. How can you exit from an action? Answer. You can exit an action before it runs in its entirety. There are 4 types of exit action statements you can use. They are: I, exit action, exits the current action, regardless of its iteration attributes. 2. Exit action iteration, exits the current iteration of the action. 3. Exit run, exits the test, regardless of its iteration attributes. 4. Exit global iteration, exits the current global iteration. You can view the exit action node in the test results tree. Question 18. How can we do the framework in QTP? Answer. Framework: smoke testing, environmental checkup of the application, driver, business functionality, application business functionality execution, verification checker, reporter generation, terminator. Question 19. Explain about the test fusion report of QuickTest Professional. Answer. Once a tester has run a test fusion report displays all aspects of the test run, a high-level results overview, an expandable tree view of the test specifying exactly where application failures occurred, the test data used, application screenshots for every step that highlight any discrepancies, and detailed explanations of each checkpoint pass and failure. By combining test fusion reports with QuickTest Professional, you can share reports across an entire QA and development team. Question 20. How QTP recognizes objects in out? Answer. QuickTest stores the definitions for application objects in a file called the object repository. As you record your test, QuickTest will add an entry for each item you interact with. Each object repository entry will be identified by a logical name determined automatically by QuickTest, and will contain a set of properties, type, name, etc. that uniquely identify each object. Each line in the QuickTest script will contain a reference to the object that you interacted with, a call to the appropriate method, set, click, check, and any parameters for that method, such as the value for a call to the set method. The references to objects in the script will all be identified by the logical name, rather than any physical, descriptive properties. Question 21. What is the use of text output value in QuickTest Professional? Answer. Output values enable to view the values that the application takes during runtime. When parameterized, the values change for each iteration. Thus, by creating output values, we can capture the values that the application takes for each run and output them to the data table. Text output value is future in QTP. This is used for capturing a text value from the application under test during the runtime. Captures the value from the object in the sense may from the edit box, combo box, and stores it under a specified column in the runtime data table. Question 22. How to add a page checkpoint to your test? Answer. The page checkpoint checks that the number of links and images in the page when you run your test is the same as when you recorded your test. 1. Locate the page where you want to add a page checkpoint. 2. Create a page checkpoint. Right-click anywhere in the active screen and choose Insert Standard Checkpoint. The object selection Checkpoint Properties dialog box opens. 3. Save the test. Question 23. How to start recording using QuickTest Professional? Answer. Choose Test, Record, or click the Record button. When the Record and Run Settings dialog box opens, to do this, 1. In the Web tab, select Open the following browser when a record or run session begins. 2. In the Windows Applications tab, confirm that Record and Run on these applications opened on session start is selected and that there are no applications listed. Question 24. What is Object Spy in QuickTest Professional? Answer. Using the Object Spy, you can view the properties of any object in an open application. You use the Object Spy pointer to point to an object. The Object Spy displays the selected object's hierarchy tree and its properties and values in the Properties tab of the Object Spy dialog box. Object Spy is feature provided by QTP which shows the complete object information like list of properties, list of methods, syntax of methods, and description of methods for both test objects as well as runtime and test objects by pointing the Object Spy pointer on the object. Question 25. What are the features and benefits of Quick Test Pro? Answer: operates standalone or integrated into Mercury Business Process Testing and Mercury Quality Center. Introduces next-generation zero-configuration keyword-driven testing technology in Quick Test Professional 8.0, allowing for fast test creation, easier maintenance, and more powerful data-driving capability. Identifies objects with unique SMART object recognition, even if they change from build to build, enabling reliable unattended script execution. Collapses test documentation and test creation to a single step with auto documentation technology. Enables through validation of applications through a full complement of checkpoints. Question 26. How many types of recording modes in QTP? Describe each type with an example where we use them. Answer: there are 3 types of recording modes in QTP: context-sensitive, normal, analog recording mode and low-level recording mode. Context-sensitive records the objects in the application and operations performed on them. Analog records all mouse-exact mouse and keyboard actions. Low-level enables to record on any object. Question 27. Explain the concept of how QTP identifies object. Answer: during recording, QTP looks at the object and stores it as test object. For each test object, QTP learns a set of default properties called mandatory properties and look at the rest of the objects to check whether these properties are enough to uniquely identify the same object during test run. Question 28. Differentiate the 2 object repository types of QTP. Answer: in QTP there are 2 object repositories, shared object repository and per action mode. Default mode is per action. In shared, we use only one or that is common to all actions and can share by other testers. It's like calling external libraries. We will use per action or for each action exclusively. Question 29. What is a runtime data table? Where can I find and view this table? Answer: during the run session, Quick Test creates a runtime data table, a live version of the data table associated with your test or component. When the run session ends, the runtime data table closes, and the data table pane again displays the stored design time data table. Data entered in the runtime data table during the run session is not saved with the test or component. Question 30. How does parameterization and data driving relate to each other in QTP? Answer: using parameterization feature we can enhance test or component by parameterize the values that it uses. A parameter is variable that is assigned a value from the external data source. There are 4 types of parameters like test/action or component, data table parameter, random number and environment parameter. Data driving enables to parameterize several property values for test objects, checkpoints,